Hello, everyone. Welcome to D&D with Shitlords, Ixalan campaign, episode 4. Take it away, Eeyore.
Well, as always, we have our normal party, minus Punisher, Icy,
Hello.
Inquisitor,
Yes.
It's introducing
Huvian,
everyone.
playing our
Hello.
lovely NPC.
I'm
Sanguine,
temporary.
Evening all.
and the other guy, Shady.
Wow.
Hey.
What he means by
Jackass.
he's temporary is that he's expendable.
Oh, wow.
I said lovely, not temporary.
Oh, he said temporary.
I said temporary.
Jackass.
And what he means by temporary is expendable.
I wish I could reach to that screen and just give a good slap to your face.
Okay, so when we last left off, Dusk was setting over a small village that the party had meandered into. Well,
With half the population drunk.
Now drunk, yeah. For the first time.
Seguin introduced capitalism and alcohol to this society. Let's
Yep,
see how that
damn
ends up
straight
in
I
about
did.
200 years.
How dare you?
Inquisitor tried to sneak into the chieftain's hut, but failed miserably.
No, I didn't fail. That was the whole point. I was gonna drop the illusion anyway when I went and started talking with him.
I think he was sneaking away from us.
Yes.
And
Which he didn't really need to do all that much in order to do so. I was busy selling shit. He could have walked straight in front of me, and I would have gone, "Oh well, deal. Okay, who wants the next round? Come on, come on. Who wants?"
okay. Well, you guys have sort of been enjoying your day, and the sun is setting as you hear a loud tribal horn blow off in the distance. Immediately, anyone who is still able to stand up in the town circle immediately proceeds due north. Ravello, if you're conscious enough to see this, actually, disadvantage for Ravello.
Aha! Alright, what check?
Roll
Perception.
twice, take the lower.
Perception. Uh, 14.
14. You know that the horn and where everyone's going signifies that important dignitaries of the Sun Empire are approaching from the North Gate. And I guess you're able to walk, being as you're able to comprehend that. Barely.
Okay. That's... Alright, yeah. Go north with the rest, I guess.
You go north with the west. How are you
With
doing?
the
that?
rest. Route.
Don't fold the map like that.
Okay, anyone with a intelligence score above 11 can tell quickly based on the sun's positioning that everyone is heading north.
Okay, I know this.
Same
I know
for
this
Alec.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a dumb person here?
Do we have a dumb person?
I'm a simpleton, but I'm not dumb.
He's got a low wisdom, but not a low intelligence.
Actually, my wisdom's higher, but
No.
it's more my experience with the real world.
There you go.
So, you're an introvert.
Pretty much.
So what's the party gonna do? Sanguine, you've lost pretty much 60% of your business base. The rest isn't really blind anymore. They're drunk.
I see.
Okay. Pack up my goods. And... Shall we follow?
Seems like an idea.
I've already gone off with Ravello, sort of giving him a shoulder to lean on because he's probably stumbling along.
Yeah.
Glenn, I'm assuming, is probably on his way back to the party from interrogating the vampire.
It was all
So
the
is-
same general area.
Yeah.
Like, you were 50 feet away, maybe, from the rest of the party.
Okay. As he sees everyone is leaving, he will cast Blessing of the Trickster on himself and then head on out, but sneaking around to try and make sure that he's out of line of sight of everyone.
Okay, Blessing of the Trickster's advantage on stealth checks. Go right on ahead.
Which I'll need. Oh, God. Even with the advantage, it's not very good. 14.
14. You're managing to stay out of sight of anyone that is distracted by this hullabaloo that's occurring at the what you assume to be the north entrance. But a few of the guards and their raptor mounts are capable of knowing where you are basically, but not exactly.
Hmm.
So only those who are actively, diligently searching are able to see you.
Okay. That's kind of what I wanted to do, is blend in with the crowd, kind of get lost amongst all the people.
Okay. Everyone else is going to the north gate?
Alex is walking over as well.
Okay.
Being curious.
At the north gate, you see this crowd of semi-drunk denizens, for
A
lack of a
swaying
better
crowd.
Thanks, Sanguine.
word. Sort of
It was fantastic business, and you people loved it.
splitting away from the
Thanks,
central
Grim.
gate, and through the gate comes this ginormous creature. You've seen similar back during the inspirational scene. You know, way back there.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice that there's a small structure on top of its back.
That's one fancy mount.
Directly following it is several of these raptor-mounted guardsmen, similar garb to what Ravello has on. And Ravello, you're aware that this is the High Shaman of the Sun Empire.
So don't disrespect. Got it.
And behind them are more people robed sort of like the chieftain, but their robes are a lot cleaner. These are and for Ravello, these are the the High Shaman's colleagues.
So don't disrespect. Got it.
So we all see fancy dressed people as well.
Depends on whether or not you're stepping to the side of the road. I know Glenn is because he's blending in with the crowd.
I'd be walking with the crowd, effectively, going to see.
Okay, so you all split. This entire procession passes, and you're all easily able to see it. They're making no attempt to hide themselves. In fact, they tried to make a scene.
So I've got my head lowered and my hood up just to keep my eyes out of sight.
I look round for Ravello.
Weimar, were you attempting to keep Ravello anywhere close to where Sanguine was?
I was just trying to keep Ravello standing up straight so he didn't fall
Okay.
over.
Thanks for that.
I'm gonna say that because he's within about 20 feet of you, you're able to make out where Ravello is, but overall the crowd's, shouting, yay, very important person comes to this little village. You probably won't be able to get a word through.
I shoulder up to them anyways. I tap on his shoulder, then kind of pull him down towards me.
Hi, how are you?
Who's the mucky muck?
The who? Oh, the high shaman?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
And I'll let go and.
At the far end, pretty well where you guys came from, the chieftain and his guards are already out there, and they're in a sort of bowed formation in front of this ginormous beast that you thought wouldn't be able to fit through the gate based on, the technology of the place, but went through no sweat. Big gate. Too much world building. After a while of the procession sort of collecting, a guardsman from on top of the small structure comes out of it and lets down a ladder before assisting this old-looking man out of the gate. And he sort of hobbles himself down the ladder. The chieftain and the head shaman begin to talk to one another. And due to the fact that you're about 40 feet away, you can't really understand, but you can obviously tell that the person that came out of the structure on the top of the dino is easily the superior.
Okay. I'm just gonna watch from where I am, see if they start looking around or anything, or notice us.
The head shaman and the chieftain sort of begin talking for a little while before the chieftain sort of steps away from the head shaman and looks like he's prepared to speak. Let's try this. Where is Ixalli's chosen? Bring them before the head shaman, please.
I stride forward and give a loud showman's voice saying, "We're here, more grim rolling beard."
Interesting name.
Khalid Oak Dick, Beard King of the King Beard Dwarves.
I just sort of, as if I'm trying to balance. I just slipped. What's his name again?
Ravello.
I try as if I'm trying to balance Ravello straight, and then I just slowly walk away backwards, like with my hands up, like stay.
Where are you going?
Ravello, you were able to hear that the chieftain summoned them.
Oh.
Yeah, but his drunkenness didn't register it.
It took a
And then
minute for him to realize what was going on.
I go up to next to Grim, and I just give. I don't look up, but I bow and I say Weimar. Or Weimar.
Glenn will push past the crowd, but as soon as he gets to the front where there's the part for everyone to be, he's going to immediately disguise self on himself to look like one of the other villagers he's seen, probably a bit more towards the back of the crowd, and then immediately invoke duplicity as his former undisguised self and have it walk up next to everyone.
Okay.
And Alex will walk up as well after, Glenn, quote unquote, Glenn joined the group.
I want it to be kind of seamless. Like I part the crowd, and then it looks like he's just immediately walking.
She
out
didn't
the crowd.
see, but I'm just saying Glenn, quote unquote, because it's not Glenn, but still.
And Chiron, who was behind Grim then steps out as well, gives a little curt bow to the head shaman and whatnot. Sorry, Punisher, I do have to sort of rope up for some things.
That's fine.
The shaman looks back at you slightly before approaching. He's sort of hobbled. You know, he looks 60 plus years old, so I think you guys know what to expect.
No disrespect.
Bad meat.
Ain't gonna kill him unless he tries to kill me.
As he starts hobbling forward, Morgrim, seeing the hobbles, going to go, I can make a brew that will make you feel like you're back in the youth of your life.
What?
He's gonna try and sell food.
He really is a sellout.
Alex is trying to hold back not to burst into laughter and just try to look to the side like, I didn't hear that.
He, after approaching with about 5 feet of you, he sort of puts his cane up to your, what I assume to be breastplate, whatever armor you're actually wearing.
I am wearing
and
double check. Chainmail.
Well, the breast section of the chainmail, and says, "What do you mean? You trying to sell me something? You one of those pirates?"
I'm a craftsman by trade. Of course, I'm trying to sell something. But I only sell the finest in brews and alcoholic alchemics.
Alcohol.
Yes.
He looks around and realizes, is that some sort of poison? Are you trying to poison me?
Not a poison. It makes you feel absolutely fantastic. It is the elixir of the gods, as it were.
Oh wait, so can Ravello hear him from here?
You're quite drunk though, so you're not exactly perceiving it perfectly.
Okay.
But you have the general idea that the head shaman is getting annoyed with Grimm's constant attempts.
Okay. Don't test him. Don't test him.
He says from the crowd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did one of the commoners say, Ravel, you know that it is typically out of fashion to speak directly to the head shaman without him giving permission? Or if you're not of high standing, but you're of high enough standing that it didn't really matter, he just didn't realize where that came from. Now,
Wow. Okay.
who are the rest of you, other than this short guy?
We're called dwarves where I'm from.
Okay, what I miss? Sorry.
Morgrim tried to sell the head shaman alcohol.
An alcoholic alchemic. Slightly different.
Now, tell me, you hooded fella, raise your hood. Let me look at your face. Who are you?
I sort of nervously raise my head, but I don't lower my hood. Just allow him to see my face and my fancy glowy eyes.
His eyes widen at the thought of that. Sight, I mean. Ah, you've been touched by Ixalli. You're more than a normal chosen one. Now,
my eyes widen in shock, and I'm like, "Who touched me? Where?"
I think he's thinking a different type of touch, by the way. And that's Morgrim leaning over when he hears that.
Leaning over to me or him?
Leaning over to you.
Like, oh, okay.
Come on. Out with it. I don't have very long. I'm a busy person. James, come on. Chop, chop.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, he wants your names.
Oh,
His name's Weimar.
Oh, Weimar.
You. Tall, dark, and gruesome. You are.
And who's he
He's
talking?
referring to. He's pointing his cane at you, Glenn.
Oh,
That's Glenn.
And
I'll just
and
nod.
this lady.
I'm Alexandra.
Ah,
And Grim
and
was
then he looks
opening
back.
his mouth as Alex responded.
And then he looks back at the Taiwan, who is the tiefling of the party, and looks. Is that some sort of demon you have?
No,
He.
his name's Kyron.
I pipe up.
Ah.
He does fancy tricks.
Ah,
Makes things
fancy
appear
tricks.
like
Ah. So,
He's a conjurer of sorts.
you fellas, Ixalan showed you. God damn, he's losing his game. You're the sorriest batch of Ixali's shows that I've seen in 60 years, I think. Or was it 20? I forget. Never mind.
Oh god, I so want Alex to turn into a raptor when he's not looking at her. And just be like, hi, when he looks back.
Just wave your little claws. Hi.
Yeah, exactly.
After hearing we're the sorriest bunch, Whammer hangs his head in shame, sort of kicks the dirt and says, sorry.
You better be. Now, I also hear that you guys captured one of the Queen's agents. Is that correct?
Captured one, killed a bunch of others.
Good. Less of those damnable bloodsuckers there are in the world, the better. Now, you guys have made an arrangement for him to face the captain in combat because
Yep,
he has dishonored you.
that we did.
Good.
Dishonor his whole family.
How dare you dishonor the family?
Well, I must commune with the chieftain and my compatriots about you guys and your destiny. I hope that the combat is very good for you. Now, chieftain, I want your bed tonight. He just sort of bows, and then this old guy who you guys all realize is completely indignant towards youngins. Just gobble on that.
Grim is just gonna get wide-eyed and get a big old smile on his face. And
Yeah, I'm told.
he'll lean into Weimar and go, "Do you think he's asking what I think he's asking?"
My eyes just widen and I'm like, my jaw drops.
Quick question. How old does he look?
60.
He looks to be at least 60. And the chieftain is in his late 40s.
Make sure you get a good rest too, lad. I
Were
have
you talking to
years
the
on him.
chieftain or the shaman?
Whoever said get to bed. I have years on him.
I think the shaman said that he will take the chieftain's bed.
Oh, okay. It kind of
That's
sounded
why
like
we're all like,
get you all to bed or something like that. I missed
Wait.
that.
Well, why'd you call me lad? You look younger than me.
I'm a fair bit
Whippersnapper.
older.
Really?
Yep.
Outlanders.
How many seasons have you seen?
Huh?
How many winters?
What did you... I've seen at least 60, or was it 65?
I beat you by at least 10.
What? Yeah. Well then.
Grim's
Don't
eternal
cheat them.
youth elixir.
As I
Alex-
said, I can brew something up to put the spring back in your step.
If I look that good when I'm at 70, I'll take an entire barrel.
Never minding the fact that he's a dwarf and not a human, so they live for around 400 years. So
Yep.
Well, The shaman
He
doesn't
doesn't
know
know
that.
I'm willing to
That's
take
true.
advantage of it.
Then the chieftain, the shaman, the other sub-shamans or the shaman's colleagues, and the guards sort of go into the chieftain's long hut, and after it's done, it looks like it's a heavily guarded military headquarters. There's at least 20 raptor-mounted guardsmen surrounding it, and of course, the big guy's right in front of the door, effectively.
My eyes are still wide and my jaw still dropped at the thought of them sharing beds.
That was great. That was wonderful.
Yes, very bad phrasing on the part of the shaman.
Yeah, really bad phrasing. That
And
makes me want to disrespect.
Glenn's apparition will just start clapping for them, but it doesn't make any sound because it's an apparition. So it's just.
Alex looks at Glenn like, okay.
Grim just kind of pokes it with the butt of his spear. Ah.
Just goes right through.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
And I'm just clapping at it. How'd you do that?
So
I like how
all of the
it's just like, okay, this is Glenn, whatever.
Ravello, your father comes over to you.
hi.
Hi,
How
Dad.
are you today, my boy?
Oh, hi, Mom.
Goosh. Good.
How random.
Why are you slurring?
Ow.
He imbibed a bit too much of my fine drafts.
What he said.
You know that the beginning of the Hunt of Talani begins tomorrow for you. Why are you drunk? Or
Give him some bread, give him some meat, he'll be perfectly fine by morning.
Are you sure?
Glenn will lean in. Did you say get him a mate?
I said get him some bread, get him some meat.
Oh.
Now, if they want to get him a mate, that's between
I was gonna
them.
say I can forgo the whole bread thing if you can get me a mate.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
do that for you.
Are you sure you can't like conjure an elixir?
Ravello, go to bed.
Yeah.
You're drunk. Oh, he actually doesn't know what you're fucking hell. You're under wobbly sickness. Go to bed.
As I said, you'll want to get him something to eat beforehand. Get him some bread, get him some meat. It'll sort him out. Also, give him some water to drink. It'll do him fine.
I feel
You heard that,
fine.
Ravello? Go tell your mother to prepare you dinner.
Alright, I stumble off towards the general direction. And
What?
Need help?
maybe fall once or twice.
First,
I go over and I put him on my shoulder and I just guide him to wherever he's heading.
Aw.
First, the guard steps towards the rest of the party. The crowd's beginning to sort of disperse now. And first you forced me to fight this vampire, and now you give my son wobbly sickness. Are you trying to destroy my family?
Doing nothing of the sort. I'm improving this area's beverage choice.
Improvements my left testicle.
The realization when that guard is the father of, oh jeez.
Has the crowd dispersed?
Yeah, it's dispersed fully.
All right.
Is it?
There's just
fully-
one villager just standing around looking at everyone, just kind of like just
Hey,
eyeing everyone.
How
With
you
a-
doing?
I was just about to ask. Is it in the process of dispersing, or is it fully dispersed?
By the time that this conversation has started, the bulk of them are, well, they've mostly gone back to the city circle to enjoy this ritual piece of combat. And yes, the
bulk, but
captain is
not
in
everyone.
his full combat gear.
The bulk, but not
Well, they're
everyone,
all-
right?
They're all heading that way, they're just not all there yet.
Again, I kick on my showman's voice.
Oh,
And
God.
Oh boy.
speaking of the combat you have, I know that these devils can be a bit tricky and they can try to get into your mind. To show that there's no hard feelings between the two of us, I offer a bit of a trade. I'll give you the better end of it. I'll
Beer.
give you a potion that will make sure that it's not able to worm its way into your mind. In exchange for some goods, not even the full value of the potion. And again, this is nice and loud. And can I roll a persuasion on this?
Go right on ahead.
20.
Net 20.
Scribe imbued you with luck.
It's kind of funny that the next D20 that was rolled was a nat 20.
Yep.
Okay, that 20 to... He seems very, very open to whatever arrangement you have planned.
And this was also to draw the attention of the people nearby. I want witnesses.
Okay.
Not. But isn't the saying no witnesses?
A few of them are looking around, and based on the look on their faces, they look a little bit concerned at whatever offer you're about to give them.
I'll give you one of my Mind Shield potions, which is a fantastic draft. It's able to fortify your mental resistances, keep everything inside your head that you want into your head, and make sure nothing can crack in. It's worth about 4 pounds of your finest spice. I'm not going to charge you anything near that. I ask for some goods just to make sure that I'm able to keep my business going. So, if
I hear a flushing in the background.
you agree
Yes.
to give us a couple scroll cases, let's call it 6 scroll cases. Let's say 5 water skins, a cart. What do your merchants use to draw their carts, by the way?
He looks and thinks for a second before realizing that there's a little bit of a separate crowd sort of gathering, and he looks back at you and says, I'm not allowed to bring anything that is not produced by myself into this combat.
Well, it's not going to be brought in. You drink it.
Before you go in.
Yep.
Glenn will lead down at the dwarf and says, Isn't it the plan to let this jackass bite it? I kind of wanted to see that.
The plan is to make this a fair fight and get the goods that we need in order to continue.
All right.
So,
if it does what you say it does, and I survive this, you have yourself a deal.
So whatever your merchants draw, then 4 barrels, and I'd like a shield and a few flasks. Let's just make it a nice even number. 50 flasks.
His eyes widen at the thought of that. You want 50 of these little liquid containers.
Exactly.
Glenn will lean in, kind of point at him and go, Is it worth your life?
It's going to take some doing, but I assume if I survive, I'll have plenty of time to do it.
Fantastic. So, we have a deal and we have witnesses, right? You all hear that and you're agreeing to it?
Glenn will turn around. I heard it! Where's the notary public?
Have I returned from...
Wrong kind of civilization, I guess.
You've returned from a simple house that when Ravello sort of stepped in, his mother looked noticeably distressed at, what they call wobbly sickness, and sort of swung him over her shoulder and just sort of bustled him back into his bed. Just straight right to bed. Nothing, no dinner, no nothing, right to bed.
Come
Well,
on,
hi, Mother. Thanks for saying hi.
Oh,
I
hi,
sort of-
Mark.
Hi, Doggo.
I sort of relay what Grim told him to do to his mother, just to make sure he's got something when he wakes up.
Really? You think feeding him at this time is good? He has wobbly sickness. He must be in bed, especially with the fact that he has to go out for Talani's hunt tomorrow.
Oh, she's gonna make it bad for him.
Hey, a good man said I need food. So, I need food.
Shh, Rebello. It'll be okay. You'll be healthy enough to go out without dying on the first day.
On the first day.
Mom,
Second day?
need food. Or
I
else I'll
basically
die.
show my remembering the reaction from the holy guy. I sort of lower my hood and show her my eyes and say, "Trust me, this will help him."
Touched of Ixalli. You say food is the cure to wobbling sickness. Food.
It will help.
Bread and meat. That's what to do.
Good. We were just preparing dinner. I'll get something in for him. Thank you, Kanjali's chosen.
I give a sort of a bow, a monk's bow, and I put my head up.
Yeah, quick. She's already sort of hobbling around trying to find something, a few things. And you see she pulls out what looks like a paper scroll and says, "Have this. Please take it for helping my son."
I look at it questioningly, and I give a kind smile and a bow, and I step out.
You're actually going to open it and try to read it?
Not just yet.
Okay, so you're going to return back? Okay.
Yeah.
Attack of the Rapid Jake, eh?
Yeah. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Okay, yeah.
He is the best boy.
Back to the other group. The head guardsman looks around for a second and says, "Yes, there are weaknesses. I'm bound by my word."
Fantastic. Let's shake on it. And I offer a hand.
He extends his hand as well, and he doesn't really know what to do, so his hand is just sort of hanging out there.
Clasp his hand, give it a firm shake, and said, "Deal's done then." And I reach into my cloak, pull out one of the drunkard's mind shield, and I offer him the flask. Drink it up. It should last you an hour.
He drinks about 50 milliliters of it before handing it back to you. Thank you. That does hit you, though. Ooh.
Fortifies you in more ways than one.
He'll protect it in the mind, but he'll be drunk.
Yes. Okay. 12, 21. What? I'm just doing something that needed to be done.
Oh. While we're all sort of standing around, I sort of look at the scroll just to see what it is.
Arcana check.
Damn it.
You sleepy boy. Don't go back and lay down. Okay.
13.
13. You know that it is a magic scroll of some sort. You know it's arcane, but beyond that, you can't tell.
I basically roll it up and carefully put it sort of underneath a strap of my backpack, is not to ruin it, but to make sure it's secure.
Yeah. Okay. You guys didn't have to make it easy for me.
Never do.
With that, the sun has now fully set, and you can still see pretty well because a couple of minutes before, while you were talking to that cards, a few other what you consider to be town service people, but they're still dressed in guards' uniforms, were lighting lanterns. So there's no disadvantage imposed by the darkness or anything. You can still see just fine is what I'm trying to say.
Upon seeing them light lanterns, I cast light on my staff and just give them a nod and a smile.
And Eora just sent you the list.
Yep. Where the frig is that other stat sheet?
Why am I helping?
And I lean over to Glenn now that the deal's done, and I go, the plan is we give them a sporting chance, but we do it so that they all see we're giving him a sporting chance.
Glenn will nod and then make the apparition disappear.
You just sort of disappear right in front of them.
Yeah.
Because you're still... okay.
I already poked it with a stick. I kind of knew that was going to happen at some point.
Yeah, so you've already spent some time looking around for the other one. And this sort of crowd that gathered around you and the guard have sort of followed the guard away, leaving, well, one townsfolk, well, what you think is a townsfolk, behind you.
So, quick question. Does my clapping sound like clapping?
Woman.
What?
This is the first one that cried out, right?
Yeah, it was the first one.
Okay. I'd like to make a perception.
Go right ahead. Contested by Glenn Stealth with advantage. Just one.
Wouldn't it be performance?
I'm seeing it as him stealthily hiding behind a disguise. And besides, he gets advantage for it, so I don't actually have to impose advantage on his performance check.
Yeah.
21.
I got the match.
And Alex, yes, they're sort of... Yes, you do have your little cuties from the barter goods. Yada, yada, yada. You see that the vampire that you had captured is now standing in the middle of the arena. Well, the town circle's sort of being pseudo-converted into an arena. You know, guardsmen guarding every entrance and people sort of crowding around the main circle area, which has been pretty much cleared of anything of market value.
And I got the matched is 21.
Ooh.
21 apiece?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens when a contested is equaled.
It's whoever has the higher modifier.
Which I'm willing to bet.
Fires on both scales.
So what was he doing? Perception versus my stealth?
Yeah.
What's your perception, Seguin?
My perception is 2.
I've got a 5 stealth.
Yep, that's what I figured.
You do not... You can't manage to identify him clearly, but for some reason this townfolk does seem slightly familiar in just how he stands. That's all I'm going to give him.
I kind of narrow my eyes at the townfolk.
Do I notice that Grim is eyeing up this old woman?
Arms for the poor.
Yeah, you do notice that Morgrim is staring at an old lady.
I lean in. Do you fancy her?
Saucy.
No, and would you prefer a brew?
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't know he was into milk.
I said no to you, and then I looked back at the townsfolk. Would you prefer a brew?
It depends on what kind of brew it is.
Can I have a perception check on him now?
Go right on ahead. And Sanguine, perception check because you're well aware that most of this town is drunk.
Yep. Or can I do an insight check on this one?
Insight, yes. Insight will work out much better for this.
And that would be
I
a
have a
charisma
17
saving
on
throw
perception.
then.
I'm gonna do an insight check on Grim because I don't believe he doesn't fancy her.
And 21 again. This time it was a 17 plus 4.
21 contested by the charisma saving throw by Inquisitor.
22. I had an 18 plus 3.
Damn.
Oh, sorry. No, it's a 21 again.
So then,
Plus 3. Yeah, Sanguine, you realize that she is absolutely sober.
By the way, my perception was 17 in total.
Stealth check on Inquisitor then, because it's perception versus stealth.
21.
God damn it.
16 plus 5.
Okay. Insight for Shady. Charisma saving throw for Sanguine.
You mean for
Sanguine, yeah.
No,
No, for Sanguine.
oh, for Sanguine. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
He
Wait,
doesn't
what-
believe that.
It doesn't fancy me.
but I don't.
what's the numbers?
So it's not really a saving throw for me. I'm telling the truth. I'm not lying.
You could just be telling a really unconvincing truth.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm having you roll the charisma saving throw for. How convincing was your truth?
Okay.
Just
And
for a little detail, these two little critters just come from behind her back underneath her cape because she has this cape on her back, like looking at both Grim and Glyn, like hi.
You've only had them for maybe 2 or 3 hours, so you really want them out of their cage? I'll rub with it if I have to.
I'm a druid.
Okay.
So
20.
I got, yeah, that beats
20
my 4
saving
plus 7.
Yep. You realize that Grim is actually being quite truthful.
I sort of narrow my eyes and just mind my own business. I don't know why. I think they're a good match.
They're about the right age for each other.
For a human woman. Yeah.
What?
I go over to the old lady and I say, I think you'd be a good match for my friend here. He seems quite lonely.
Oh gosh, Waymar, really?
This is interesting.
The old lady will look at Weimar and just.
I give the sorry.
And then look over at Grim and sit there and say, well,
one thing with Eeyore, one moment.
Of course, you're sending more crap to me.
Yep.
Of course.
Where is it? No,
Why am I-
Yep.
Can I also just make the remark that I'm so amused that you're disregarding the fact that my character is a druid?
Hey, I don't want you having little critters walking around just yet.
well, another thing too
They
is the
don't
fact
do
that
nothing. They're literally pets.
that and druids would abhor keeping something in a cage.
Oh.
Pretty much.
Neutral would be all about wanting freedom.
Very well.
Unless they would long for her throat, that's the only reason she would want them in the cage, but they're not.
Depends. What sort of brew are you aiming for?
Anything.
Saucy.
Yes, you are easily aware of
Me
that
too,
as well,
brother.
Sanguine. That doesn't even require a check.
Would that be sufficient for him to make a guess?
That'll be enough to impose disadvantage on whatever save you want to put on Inquisitor. Unless it's stealth, which will be countered by his Blessing of the Trickster advantage.
I'm gonna roll another insight then.
Yep, insight versus charisma saving throw with disadvantage.
I got a 17 on that.
18. I rolled a 15 and a 19.
Holy crap!
Just to show you, man. 15 and 19.
You still cannot make a positive idea of what this little lady is.
Frickin' hell. Alex just suddenly goes like, "Hey, have you guys seen where Glenn went to? Because he's not here anymore."
I saw him a while ago.
She eyes the lady like, "What?"
You saw him a while ago?
Yeah, he went back to the arena where everyone's gathered. Now give me the booze.
Is that enough? Is that enough?
I am so lost.
Please tell me we can freaking see it through it now.
No.
In an area where they haven't known what booze is the entire time that I've talked about it.
You are aware that he is an outsider, and the only outsider you know is Glenn.
God damn it, Glenn.
Other than who is present.
Well, that's a good go of it, Glenn.
And he'll drop the disguise. Just he immediately comes back. I had to go for quite a while. Might want to work on that. Being able to tell liars from truthsters, especially with your business. But don't worry, friend. And he'll clap him on the shoulder. I'm here to help you.
Meanwhile, after I see him remove the disguise, I'm just clapping.
Of course you do start clapping.
Remember the area that you're working in. They don't remember booze. They don't know booze. I'm bringing it to them.
It's fine. Just trying to get something free from you, asshole.
The wobbly drink.
Yeah, I'll remember that next time.
Wobbly.
There'll be a test.
I'm just sort of turning red because I realized I was just shipping Glenn.
So,
okay.
shall we go watch the sport back in the town center?
Yes, anything.
As you begin to return, what the fuck are you doing, Isaac?
I don't know. I'm bored.
Okay. Poor guy.
I can't believe I'm dealing with an amateur.
Says the amateur.
Oh, shut up. As you guys are returning to
Says
the arena, you hear the horn blow again, and it sounds like it's starting. Clapping horns. The whole.
With that, Grim immediately runs as fast as he can towards town center.
You notice that they're both already in the arena and beginning to sort of circle around one another. From what you can see, the vampire looks to be a damn sight worse off than the captain of the guard, probably because he hasn't had a long rest and you've kept him out in the sun all day.
So, the second that I get into town center, I hop up on my stand that was set up earlier.
Here it comes.
And I open up my voice nice and loud. Come
Go ahead,
one,
Tyler.
come all, as we're watching this fantastic spectacle. Wet your whistle on one of my fine brews. Come on, enjoy the taste of the new age.
Roll a quick persuasion check.
Okay. And
Meanwhile, I just run up holding my pill. I imagine it
gotcha.
has been an hour. Has it?
I was about to go and say that Alex went over while she kind of grabbed Weimar's arm, like
Oh, okay.
arm to lock. But okay.
that is a 21 again. I'm rolling a shit ton of 21s.
Okay. We'll handle that after we get to the exciting bit.
I just realized light has
But
material
you've
components.
managed to attract a crowd of, well, people here to watch the show. You know, you're in a sporting event.
Exactly.
So you're gonna get rewarded for that later. Let's begin. And yes, I'm running all the mechanics in the background. The vampire is first to attempt to strike, but the slash with his blade just bounces off of the captain of the guard's armor. The captain, for some reason, also fails to land his first hit. The vampire then, for some reason, the entire arena is beginning to be engulfed in a cloud of darkness.
Oh,
Spoopy.
After a couple of seconds, you can't really see much of anything, except for hearing a few sounds of them fighting.
Morgrim shouts out, "Can someone clear this up? I want to be able to see my business."
Quiz, what are you doing?
More grim in a nutshell.
Oh, right.
Indeed.
Like I said, this was Morgrim from the get-go when I was planning him.
I'm just gonna keep rolling until one of them actually lands a hit on the other. Both of my D20s hate me. Oh, there's one. After about, I'd say, 30-45 seconds, you actually manage to hear a blade, instead of either bouncing off of an armor or just hitting into the ground, you hear it obviously strike flesh.
God damn it.
Come on, someone clear this up. It's no good if we can't see.
Yeah, you've also noticed that the crowd is beginning to lay down, and Chiron, of all people, is just getting annoyed by this and just casts fire on the market square. It immediately clears up the cloud.
There we go. Thank you, Chiron.
You notice
show this mug.
with the cloud cleared away, you notice that for somehow in all that darkness, the captain of the guard managed to actually land a blow into the vampire. He looks visibly staggered by being struck by such a large weapon, but not too worse for the wearer. And the vampire, after his sort of yell in pain, says, "I have control of your mind."
I have a quick question. How far are they from, say, my character?
They're in the center of about a 40-foot diameter open area in the town square. So I'd say they're closer to your area, so I'd say 15-20 feet.
Another question. Do you go by the that healing hurts the vampire?
No.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Actually, seeing this, my ASMR blood begins to sort of boil, and then hearing that, my fist begins to glow, and I sort of rear it back, trying to take a punch. How far are they?
Well, considering if you went with Alex, you're also like about 15 feet away.
Based on the basic idea of how this culture is, you would consider outside interference in a ritual combat situation to be one of the most dishonorable things you could do. Like, death is the least severe punishment you would get for doing something like that.
I'm
Yeah,
quite clearly shaking, like visibly, as if I'm fighting myself here.
Mm-hmm.
Alex
How
will
far
put
away
it
are they from us?
hand on the shoulder.
Huh?
How far away from me?
They've moved to about 20 feet away as the captain of the guard manages to get another good hit into him with his blade.
And is Glyn between me and them, or more towards them?
Glenn is.
Aw.
Are you, Glenn? Are you actively wanting to participate? Watch this fight, or are you more in the back?
I'll watch it. Yeah.
Okay, so he's sort of watching, but he's just in front of you. You're able to see over him due to, well, you're used to being short, so you know exactly the position to take. Where did I put that sheet?
So,
Glyn, are you also surprised that they aren't having anyone call out the results thus far?
No, this is more of a ritual combat rather than a sporting combat, so it's just watch if you want, rather than an actual full-scale event. You've turned it into more of an event by selling crap.
Yep, I know.
So,
their
after,
ritual's my profit.
After Icy put her hand on my shoulder, or Alex put her hand on my shoulder, I lower my hand, not really rearing to strike, but I'm still shaking and it's still glowing.
You're easily capable of seeing that the captain is literally wiping the floor with the poor vampire.
After I sort of let out a disciplined breath and stabilize my hand, and the glow fades.
Mm-hmm. Just when you think that the vampire's got nothing left in him, he manages to actually get a good bite into the captain of the guard. Names?
And at this point, I activate Radiant Soul and just...
Waymar, no. The man will be judged for it if you interfere.
Already, ethereal wings have sprouted from my back.
I'm assuming that's fucking obvious.
Yeah.
It is freaking obvious. Basically, everyone in town now knows that you are what they call a Conjali's chosen.
Glenn, can you deal with that?
Sure.
I don't know how, but sure.
I don't want to step away from this business.
The wings sort of start flapping and my hands are glowing again.
I want Alex to just hold on to him. I don't know if he's starting to fly, but if he's trying to, I want to weigh him down with Alex. Like,
I'm still fighting myself, but I'm pretty pissed right now.
God, don't make me do what just sprouted in my head.
In response, the captain of the guard manages to sort of, with a cleave of his blades, get the vampire off of him, followed by a additional follow-up strike that looks extremely grievous. Unfortunately, the vampire returns pretty well in kind, dealing a grievous wound to the captain of the guard.
I'm starting to flap harder and raising off the ground.
Yeah, okay. Alex still keeps holding on to him and just tries to like, no, please, Waymar, no. And I really don't want to do what I just got in my head. I actually don't know how tall he is even.
Weimar is 6 foot.
Yeah, I don't think she could even go on her tippy toes to do what I was thinking. I was like, just kiss him and be like, be distracted, bitch.
Well, if she's hanging on to me and I'm trying to take off.
After
that's even harder.
The grievous blow is struck to the captain of the guard, he responds trying to hit, but misses. It's clearly gone back the way of the vampire now, and it looks like the captain is not likely going to survive this.
Okay, you know what? I'm on Waymar's side right now. I want to cast Healing Word on the captain.
Are you trying to do so stealthily?
As stealthily as possible, but actually I don't really care that much, but I'll try to do it.
Stealth check disadvantage first.
Okie dokie. 14 with...
How much time has passed?
18 in total?
Since
okay, only about a minute, actually.
Okay. So Radiant Soul, my wings fade and I sort of drop to the ground.
You know, if I had counterspell Icy, I would so be counterspelling that.
Healing Word, you managed to cast it stealthily, and it's about 9 o'clock now, so we've been here about an hour.
Yeah. I would so
roll your healing, so that's 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah, that is let's see. That's 7 hit points.
Very well. Managing to only whisper the healing words, you manage to reinvigorate the captain somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Despite that, his next blow still misses. God damn it, vampire! Stop doing this! He landed another hit.
God damn it.
I fire 2 Radiant Sunbolts directly into the ground. I'm still trying to keep myself under control here.
You're attracting almost as much a crowd as the fight. Just you raging.
I'm not necessarily raging. I'm just... There's something compelling me, and this is sort of a first time for me. Because I haven't exactly encountered this kind of feeling before.
Yep, another slash hit lands from the vampire.
After seeing, I'm guessing, can Glenn make a perception to see if he saw Alex cast that spell?
Go right ahead, and your DC will be 14.
I rolled a 15 on the die.
You're aware that Icy did do it.
And not only that, is I know what spell it was because I know that spell as well.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn is going to, use the distraction of Weimar to go up and pluck away Alex's druidic focus.
Sleight of hand check.
Yep.
Against? Or is it just a straight up roll?
It would be passive perception unless you were actively trying to perceive me.
By the looks,
currently in
well, she is kind of at the moment because of everybody being around her, being like, okay, I don't want him to be hit or me to be hit, so...
And also is currently in her hand.
Yes.
Yeah, also that.
Well, go ahead, roll the check.
18 on the sleight of hand.
That easily passes passive perception.
He just snatches it out of her hand, and she can't see that.
Well,
Yeah.
in the confusion is kind of what I was trying to go for, given the fact that, you know, Alex is trying to calm down Weimar. And with that, he'll also walk over and put his arm on Weimar and look over at Alex from across Weimar's chest and say, the last thing we want is to get on these people's bad side. There's more of them than there are of us. We don't want to interfere with this fight.
It's the kid's dad.
As you were talking, anyone still managing to look over at the fight manages to see the captain land another good hit into the vampire, first in a little while.
And with that, he'll hand the druidic focus back to Alex and focus his attention back on Weimar.
She just kind of snatches it back, being a little bit.
The vampire finally taking another hit is off balance, and his next slash fails to actually connect.
And Glenn, you feel Weimar shaking like violently, and sort of tears running down his face.
It's all right, mate. Look, he's got this coming to him, given the fact that he betrayed us. It's all right, mate. Let whatever happens, happens.
The next strike the captain makes manages to sever a hand.
Of who?
Of the vampire.
Okay.
If he severed his own hand, then he's fucked and he deserves it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear who was fighting who at that point, so I was like, who's rolling?
Once again, the tide has turned in favor of the captain, and the vampire is sort of just swinging violently now with one hand, unable to really connect anything anymore. And for some reason, the captain can't actually get in close enough to connect properly with his next blow. God damn it, D20s, why you do this?
Why you let the vampire win?
I know.
Let the captain win, God damn it!
Is my dad dying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes! You will be an orphan.
Actually,
He still has his mom.
Well, my mistake. Grandmother, not mother. I forgot something from Ravella's backstory. It's grandmother, not mother.
Then yes, you will be an orphan.
Yes, you'll be an orphan, yes.
Do you ever know what it is to be an orphan? Orphan.
Don't worry.
One of the violent swings manages to connect violently with the captain of the guard's shoulder. It pretty much looks like that entire arm that the shoulder was connected to is inoperable. The captain sort of just falls to the ground. He's alive, but barely. No, you're asleep in bed.
Shush.
Oh, I am.
God damn it! I'm so torn.
At this point, got one grip on. I'm assuming there's something of a. Is this in a? What's the arena look like? A pit or a?
It's the town square from earlier.
Okay. I'm sort of like my feet are dragging, but I'm moving towards the pit, or towards the square where they're fighting. I assume we're on the edge.
Yeah. The vampire stands over the captain and says, "Ha! Humans always."
I give a quick shout towards the vampire. Hey, Fangface! Why weren't you fighting that good when I fought you?
I'll deal with you as soon as I'm done.
Ah, come on! Were you just taking it easy? Did you like seeing your friends die like that?
Silence!
Come on! You were holding back! You watched your friends die! That's fucked!
I assume I know what you're trying to do here, and it is successful. the captain does manage to stand back up, dropping this large sword that he actually had in favor of a smaller one, which actually manages to run right through the vampire's back.
I start to calm down a bit.
No, that was more like how you fought earlier. You fucking lost your eye on things.
The vampire sort of shovels away. He's still alive, but he drops his weapon, and the captain, sensing the opportunity, begins to sort of bash on the poor vampire, just over and over again.
It's not a poor vampire. He deserves it.
Oh,
David, I kind of wanted your dad to die.
Oh, you
I prefer the vampire to die than the dad at this point.
Actually, it would bring more story.
Keep in mind, he was bitten.
Yeah,
That
that's
too.
for later. After the third strike, which was a severing of the head, the captain of the guard sort of lurches over and falls right on top of his fallen adversary. You know, he doesn't look dead, but you know he'll take a couple of weeks on a medical wing or whatever.
He's
these
quite
people
clearly one.
yeah, the vampire, his head is free from his body.
Okay. He'll clap Weimar on the shoulder and say nothing to worry about. And then he'll stride over to him saying, damn it. I wanted them both dead.
Is he coming over towards Grim?
No, Glyn is actually going to walk straight over to the captain.
Ah.
Well, then Glyn is being followed by Alex at this point.
Is the vamp dusting?
No, due to the fact that it's night, the body is still whole. But you guys know by morning it's going to be nothing but dust.
I walk over to the person who's in charge of the village. Can I get first dibs on that dust?
He's actually hidden away in his longhouse away from everything.
Okay, look for the most important looking person.
After that would be the captain, but he's sort of taking a rest.
So
Not
his
a dirt
lieutenant,
nap, though.
his sergeant.
Yeah,
his
there were a couple high-ranking guards. And what did you ask?
I go up to one of them. Can I get first dibs on the dust?
You really want the materials that those creatures are made of? Fine.
Thank you.
Landers.
And I offer my hand for a shake. Shake on it.
The Art of the Deal by Grimm.
He's sort of... He just shakes his head in confusion. What do you want me to do with that?
Clasp hands. It's a way of sealing a deal.
I'm not paid enough for this. And he grabs your hand.
I'll give it a firm shake. Good, deal's done.
With that, you find a few other guardsmen sort of approach you and the other members of the party. They're actually actively going to you. And more trying to herd you into one place so they can only have to say their bit once.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm undeterred. I would want to walk over to the injured captain guard here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes a bit of a while for everyone else to get towards the center.
I'm a little puzzled by what was happening, to me at least, and then I'm just sort of standing there looking at my hands.
What you clearly know, and Sanguine, this is actually the very same man you just struck a deal with. Well, our captain has managed to kill him. It looked a little edgy for a while. But anyways, let my subordinates take care of him. Send him off to the healers. The chieftain has summoned all of you into his hut. Please, proceed.
Just a moment, need to close down business.
Before you do, D100 roll.
Okay, let me get those out. And there we go.
How you doing on time, Singling?
79.
79. Big score. I gotta find my other D6s. During the time, and none of these are actually really big barter items, you have managed to gather yourself up 130 gold pieces worth of trade goods. They were much more applicable to you trading with them during the fight.
Very nice.
And it's the fact you rolled so high in your D100.
Yep. And also, word probably spread that I was a good guy and I gave the captain a potion on the cheap.
I would hope not. Influencing the fight.
The captain is led away. He looks barely conscious, and Weimar,
Again.
you notice that he's heading back towards home.
Glenn wanted to before all of that. Like, he wanted to, as soon as the fight was over and it was equivocally shown that he'd won.
Okay, go in and do your wee bit.
Glenn will kneel down immediately next to him, lean in real close and say, "Now what have we learned?" Don't betray people.
Okay, that happened a little bit ago, and he's now being hobbled away.
Hold on. There was a couple of other things I wanted to do too.
Okay. Let's keep doing this.
He's going to slap him on the face lightly at first and say, "Look at me." Repeat it.
None but people.
Good enough. And he'll give him 2 level 2 cure wounds.
Oh, you're bringing it back up yourself.
Yay!
Drop your D8s.
Glenn is a good guy. Yay!
As well. So, hang on.
He's a good guy who don't like being stabbed in the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a good guy who does good things bad. The bad way.
That actually influences the direct future, too. So we'll have to go back a little bit.
That would be...
Yeah, I was going to say, what were you saying to Weimar? I kind of missed it.
This actually changes things quite a lot.
Okay.
So
that would be 28 points of healing.
All right. As soon as you touch him and nice glowy healy magics fade, he's pretty much halfway to standing back up already.
Mm-hmm.
And also before we continue, because you were very fast, Alex was right behind Glenn, so she saw this. She will take out her quarterstaff and give Glenn a little bit of a bop on the head, like, "That was nice, but don't touch my freaking wand again."
His look back at her and say, "Look, all right, the last thing we wanted is to get people on our bad side here. And influencing the fight in either way could be misconstrued as, being a bad thing. Do you think it would hurt this here man and he'll slap him again? Do you think it would hurt this here man's honor by influencing the fight? As if to say he's not good enough?"
Glenn, don't make me hit you again with my freaking staff.
It's all right. You'll be all right, right?
Yeah, I'm already feeling better. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds so happy, like, "Yeah, I feel already better. Woohoo! I don't care."
And I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, that was my bit as well.
Glenn pokes him on the stomach.
Okay, new sort of order of events. Sanguine, the same guy you realize is the captain's second in command, comes over, sort of kneels down on his mount and whispers something into the captain's ear. You've been summoned to the chieftain's longhouse. Please. I must go home to care for my son. And with that, he walks towards... Well, you realize this is the direction towards home.
Well, I'm
You need to
sorry.
close up business real quick.
Did I? What was whispered in the captain's ear?
You guys don't... what he said to you was you guys were summoned to the chieftain's house.
I put my hand on the captain's shoulder. Is he walking now?
Yeah, he's perfectly fine. You know, he's sort of turning away to walk towards home.
I tell him, your boy's fine. He'll be fine. His mother's taking care of it. Though she seems a little old for you.
Thank you. My mother is a very, very caring soul.
You pervert!
My mother was a saint!
No, I basically, from the wording, I assumed he married his own mother.
Oh, hot.
Okay, unless your intelligence score is below 10, you realize
Okay.
that
Well, no,
that was a 3-generation household.
I kind of like the idea of him being extremely
Innocent.
well, not only
Naive.
innocent but naive, like naive of the world, like Starfire. Like you're straight up from Tamaran. You have absolutely no idea what someone is saying from the context of their words.
Okay, it actually leads to better role playing, despite the fact I have to watch my phrasing from now on.
That won't work. That won't work.
Dirty pervert.
Alex just pats Waymar's arm like, it's okay. You'll learn.
Learn what? This doesn't seem right.
No, with their mothers.
Grandmother. I think it's his grandmother, don't worry.
Oh, that's even worse.
No! I think... Gosh damn it, Waymar, where are you even from?
The wilderness?
She's saying
Yes, me too.
the woman
but,
was the kid's grandmother.
Oh.
I am from the wilderness too, but I do know these things.
It seems
You
my
must
mother
have
may have
been-
left some things out when she was teaching me.
I think so too. Don't worry, I'll help you.
Despite the fact that he is old and frail, you guys, despite all the closed doors and something, hear from the chieftain that's, where are they?
God damn it, that fucking old man. Sorry. Well, actually, not sorry. That's one of her quirks, I guess.
Should we intro?
Let's go before the youngin throws a fit.
Yes. Yes, let's.
Turning to look at the hut, you see that, you know, in the windows, there are glowing lights coming from inside. They are green, red, and white in color.
In living color.
Okay, Jake is really distracting me. Puppy!
Somebody wants to play.
Yeah, I know, apparently. You want this?
So don't
You want
get
this?
closer.
You want this? Get it.
I dealt with it.
Okay, so what's
So-
going on in the hut?
I start heading up to the home.
Mm-hmm.
And I
The
follow.
guards easily let you by into their outer perimeter, and upon entering the hut, you see the shaman's colleagues are all in a sort of trance around three large well, they're more braziers, and their fires are glowing and extremely bright. One green, one red, one white.
Okay, Eeyore, I'm just going to correct this real quick. Brazers.
Not
Mm,
brazzers.
The ears are to make the tits look great.
Braziers, braziers,
Okay,
That's-
Brazzers.
brassers.
Yep.
That's even
I would have
worse.
said it like Eeyore, but
Mhm.
then again, I am Dutch.
Can I
Oh,
Brazzers
religion
when the
check
witch
on
is taking
this?
it from behind.
What type of check?
religion? Because I want to know
I
if
said
this is what type of ritual this seems to be.
Anyone that has proficiency with religion can make a religion check.
Yeah, I got some
And-
proficiency with religion.
God damn it!
No, wait, no, I don't. Never mind. I didn't take that.
So that's
As a cleric,
9.
you will be knowledgeable of this type of
Oh, okay.
thing. So go ahead anyway. I thought you would because you're a cleric.
A 4.
I got a 9.
4 and a 9.
I'm unaware about the customs of this this area's religious practices.
The only thing either of you are able to discern is that it is some form of ritual of divine nature.
So it's not demonic in any way.
No, you easily can tell that this is not demonic.
Okay.
The chieftain, sort of staying behind the brazzers. Get the hell.
you said brazzers. Not in front of my salad.
Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
He stands up and says, "The three would like to speak with you personally."
Three what?
And with that, the fires all go out, and in their place is a small horned creature where the white one was. What looks like a raptor, but a lot more bulky in the red one, and the green one is a creature similar to the one that the head chieftain walked in on. I mean, the head shaman. Within your mind, all of you managed to hear, "We are the threefold son. Ask your questions."
First of all, why are you in my head?
Anyone know if we have limited number of questions?
That too.
What was I just experiencing?
God damn it! If we have 3 questions.
Why do you let
Okay.
your
They
people
don't
sleep
interpret
with their
minds,
mothers?
Please. One of them, you see that the raptor-looking one sort of gives out a roar and says, "Silence! Let us answer your questions." First,
Pissy little buggers.
why are we in your mind? We prefer to speak telepathically. Second, what was the second question again?
Is there a limit to our number of questions?
Depends on how long the shamans can maintain the ritual. Is there a question?
What did I go through out in the square?
You hear a soft, sort of. It almost does sound like your adoptive mother, but there is something definitely more bestial to it. "I influenced your kind in this realm. I and Kinjali. I speak for your matron.
Mommy?
What is this?
Let us continue with the next question in order.
Glenn will kind of like nudge Alex, staying with his elbow. I'm just gonna. You think if they talk to us not telepathically, it would be all like.
Considering the one just roared, I think so.
The raptor one looks at you with sort of a deadpan stare. That is why we choose to speak telepathically.
He'll look at the raptor one and go.
Like Eeyore.
The other question was, why do you let your people sleep with their mothers?
Wow, that was sort of out of the blue.
The raptor one looks at you and says, "We do not." Pearson.
Waymar, the woman is the mother of the father and the grandmother of the child, and they did not have together the child. No, the man had the child with another woman. They're just taking care of the child because the mom is not here anymore.
What is this?
So it's
Game of
adultery
Thrones with dinosaurs?
Oh my god. Never mind him.
Is this Game of Thrones
I'm
with
so
dinosaurs?
confused.
No. No, it is not Huvian.
I'll draw it out later.
I'm holding my head like I have a headache.
Am I the only brewer in this world?
The green one actually looks at you, and its voice makes you feel like you're well sustained. You are the only person who knows how to make alcohol in this realm.
I am going to make a fortune.
That we have influence. The long-necked one, the green one. Let's use that one's name instead. Looks inquisitively and then says, "The last one, the only one that we have any influence over."
Spoopy.
Wait, there's another brewer that you don't have influence over.
There are several brewers in the Brazen Coalition, and this is the green one again.
Those bastards are my competition. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Corporate cutthroat.
Why were we summoned by you?
Because the vampire queen desires unlimited power. We sent our greatest creature forward, but we have not heard from it. We called out to the realms. A few of them answered, but they joined the pirates, and a few of them even the vampires. And now we call upon you to destroy the vampire queen before she completes her dark ritual.
Vampire.
Now,
Why would the vampires call upon people like myself?
The red one looks at you and says, "You met one of those creatures before you were called?"
Yes, and it asked for my help.
It wanted your help from my wrath. I have summoned my greatest creatures and have given them a taste for vampiric flesh. I will rip them apart. And the other two are just somewhat shaking their head at this red one.
Wait, so which one of you three had to bargain with Vergadane?
Wait, what?
That's my deity.
and Timura.
I don't know. I forgot which deity mine was.
The clash of the religions.
I turned
The other gods understood our plight, and that is why they allowed us to call upon you.
So what was the agreement? I'm curious on this one.
Most of your gods were rather agreeable. Those who weren't, we had to persuade.
So
Well, given the fact that there's no real commerce around these parts, I'm sure that Mistress Tamora would not be too keen on not favoring the fortunes. So, to be blunt, what's in it for me?
What's in it for you is every single coin in the Brazen Coalition's hold.
Hey, then what's in it for me?
half of it.
I believe you've already gotten part of your reward. The beginning of an empire of that filthy drink. First, the white one has spoken to. I hate these three because I have to do the three voices. The white one talked to Glenn, and the red one talked to Sanguine in that sentence.
What do you mean, filthy drink? This is amazing. Have you had any? Wait, no, world doesn't have any. Do you want to have some? I can brew up a special batch just for the gods.
It's gonna give those gods some ambrosias.
Exactly.
I don't think you need to expose the gods to your brews.
Yeah, no, you're gonna create a Greek tragedy.
We do not.
Oh.
All three of them speak in unison. We do not wish to partake in your revelries.
Weimar turns to Ixalli and says, Why was I bursting with the urge to destroy that fiend?
Weimar doesn't know which one is Ixalli. You just know that the white one is Kinjali.
Oh. Okay, so I ask whoever would answer.
You're asking for Ixalli specifically?
No, I'm just asking whoever. Why was I so keen on destroying it?
It is a trait of your people. Your matron was the easiest to convince. She finds that the people that have ravaged this land are deplorable abominations against life. We are also in agreement on this. Therefore, you have been given an urge to destroy them.
Oh, right. My goddess is Shaylin. Shaylin. Eternal Maiden, Eternal Rose, whatever.
Shaylin.
Yeah.
The green one looks upon you and says, your god agrees with sustaining people. It is part of my part of the threefold sun to sustain people. Therefore, we agreed almost immediately that one of her followers should become one of my chosen.
And which one is this? The green one?
It's the green one. Yeah.
Does the green one have a name?
You can infer from how it phrased it that this one is Ixalli.
Okay.
So, which one of you chose which of us? And why?
And names.
Oh, the red one sort of looks at Sanguine and says, I chose you and the greedy one for your fiery determination. And I am Talani, the burning sun. The green one then looks around briefly and says, I am Ixalli, the verdant sun, god of sustainability. I chose the wild one, the druid, as you people call them. Alex, I wish for you to allow my people to be sustained.
I'll do my best.
Then the white one looks at Simon and thinks, looks inquisitively for a second before saying, take a good guess on which one of you I picked first. And the other one I picked was... Yes. And the other one was the Tiefling Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you have the ability to create. I am Kinjali, the waking sun. My light molded the clay of this realm and turned it into the peoples and the creatures. I find these vampires destroying my creation abhorrent. Destroy them for me.
Weimar asks, why hasn't oh wait, no. Never mind, I wouldn't know that. Sorry.
Can I make one remark a little bit that Ixalli, at least how I think it's spelled, makes me think of Final Fantasy XIV, where there is a race literally called the Ixalli.
So what do you lot call
And they're
this realm?
crafters. They are crafters.
What did you say, Sanguine?
So what do you lot call this realm?
We named it after our most powerful member, Ixalli. This realm is known as Ixalan.
Okay.
Wait,
I can
strong
make something with
me?
that.
Now,
Glyn, what do you think about the name Wild Ixalian Sun?
I like it. I'm gonna say it gives a little bit of tribute, right? And definitely it catches the imagination.
what you now assume to be just avatars of these gods begin sort of murmuring in bestial speak back to one another before saying, "We find the name enjoyable, but please don't sell it to children. I already know what you did with little Ravello."
Well, that's
Yeah,
hardly
fine,
a
and he's
child.
Totally
It's
agree.
fine. He's fine, and his dad is fine.
The lad is hardly a child.
I'll hit them over the head when they try it again.
He's
Thank
already,
you.
what, apprentice, maybe journeyman?
Tomorrow he is to begin my hunt. The Red One speaks to you, all of you. I believe that in his heart he also wants to kill the Vampire Queen. I allow whoever wishes to follow the hunter to proceed, but considering his target, not many will. Being as your needs align, I feel that you joining Ravello will be a good course.
Now, let me get this straight, right? I'm a crook. I'm not gonna lie. You're telling me that gods of another realm have talked to my goddess, gotten her dispensation. I've been plucked from whatever grand scheme that I've had back in my little corner of the world, and I've been brought here specifically to assassinate someone. Are you telling me that I am a divine hitman?
They begin again speaking bestially to one another before all the avatars just all nod their heads.
Sounds good, I'm in.
Sounds good. I'm in. Yeah.
I'm still just imagining whatever deal you had to strike up with Vergadane. He's probably laughing himself.
Bergadane is a commerce god, if I remember.
Commerce and luck.
Similar to Tamora. Tamora's a fortune and commerce.
His titles are the Laughing Dwarf, the Merchant King, and the Short Father.
And I say Tamora is Lady Luck.
both of your gods wanted something. We had to agree that if they ever would need value in form of service, that we would assist them in the future on the divine plane.
Oh, that definitely sounds like Vergadane.
Yes. The Reverend sort of steps forward and is almost indignant in his speech. He tried to swindle us out of our divine power entirely.
Well, that's definitely like Vergadane.
I pipe up. And did Saloon seek any deal regarding knowledge? Did she desire any information?
She already knew all that needed to be known about this realm. There wasn't much more we could teach her.
Salune.
But, like I said, she wishes only to see these creatures destroyed before they complete their dark ritual.
Very well. I'm in.
Now, if we are all in agreement that you will do this for us, allow us to present you with rewards for your current service.
I do have one final request. Once all this is over, is it possible to keep something that would allow me to pop back and forth between my normal realm and this one?
The green one looks at you and says, all you will have to do is invoke my name.
Fantastic. The deals I can make with the stuff from here going there and the stuff from there coming here, gonna be amazing.
And with that, you almost cannot believe it, but suns sort of begin to appear above you. Alex, yours is green in color. Glenn and Sanguine, yours is red in color. Chiron gets a white one, and as does Weimar. The rays sort of make you all feel invigorated, and the bonuses I DM'd you earlier are now active.
Fantastic.
Nice.
So, in other words, when they were talking in dino gibberish, I can now understand them?
With that, the three avatars burst into flame briefly of their colors, and then all the browsers go out.
Oh my. That's an interesting way to go.
That wasn't painful, was it?
No, yours, there was a lot of...
No, I'm saying that in character, seeing them burst into flames, I look at the people around. That wasn't painful, was it?
I hope not.
No,
it didn't sound like they screamed.
The old chieftain sort of steps up and says, no, those were just conjured avatars. It takes a lot of energy to conjure all three at once. Now, you've been given your mission. I suggest you sleep up.
Weimar just lays down right where he is.
No,
Weimar not there.
I think we have to go to a bed or a hut or anything, but not this one.
Oh, thank God. These are terrible accommodations.
I love how he knows accommodations, but doesn't know that was not the place to sleep.
The shaman barks, chieftain, show them to the house you have prepared for them. And he just gives a curb bow and sort of says, this way, please.
I head off, and as I'm heading off with the chieftain, I go, so, your captain and I made a deal. Do you know when he'll be able to pay up on his end?
Present a list to any of the guards and it'll get around to them. You should have it before you leave.
Fantastic. I already scratched one up. And I pass it to
Thank
the
you.
nearest guard.
Mm-hmm. After about any more chatting while we're traveling?
Well, Alex is trying to kind of explain to Waymar the whole thing with Ravella's family and hoping he's successful.
And Weimar just starts shaking his head and eventually just goes, I think I get it.
Okay.
He doesn't. He totally doesn't.
Exactly.
When you're done, Weimar, you realize that this is actually right across the road from the Rebello's household. And you guys managed to, it's a modest home. It's not too big, but it's not wretched. It's a nice little dwelling, and within are enough beds for all 5.
Okay.
Oh, so we're sleeping in Ruvella's house.
No, another house directly
Next
across
door.
from it.
Ah, all right.
Okay.
Hello, neighbors.
Are
Silas,
all the
you're
beds
sleeping.
in one room? By the way, curious.
You see that there are curtains around each of the beds to allow you to have your privacy.
Yay!
Weimar, oh wait, no. I'd have to yeah. Never mind.
Good talk. Good talk.
Weimar sits on a bed and takes out the cartographer's tools. It sort of starts sketching out what he's seen so far.
Morgrim starts busting out his brewing tools and starts his first batch of the wild Ixalanian sun.
Well, that's a brewing tools check.
Yep.
Would I need to do cartographer's tool check, or does that go in line with my
Being as you're
an
based
outlander?
on what I've heard, you're just trying to create a simple map, or are you trying to go fully complex?
Well, I'm going detailed, but given my outlander perk as well.
Yeah, with advantage for you though.
Okay.
Do
21.
in their background. Huh?
21.
21 will be good. You set it up very skillfully. You know that in the time it takes you to sleep, you'll have plenty by morning.
Nice.
Okay, so let's see. 15 plus 2. So that's 17.
You create a good enough map based on your memory to get you around where you've been, but where you haven't been, the quality dips off quite steeply.
Okay. I sort
Alex
of.
will... okay, sorry.
I was
Go
just
on.
gonna say, I write a little note next to the places where I haven't been, just to note that I have not explored there. So.
Well, Alex will sit on her bed, curtains still open for now, and she probably has picked up some grass or leaves or whatever that was on the ground while they were walking to that hut, and she will feed it to the little dinos that she now has as pets, and goes like, Chip, here, Cookie. That's how she calls them. Chip and Cookie.
They, you've spent enough time with them, and you're so used to animals that they're already following you around like a pair of kittens.
Can she now talk to them because of the Saurian thing that you?
You are. For some reason, you hear them actually say, "Yay, good food."
You don't need to do it for them. I'll let it, but just so I know that they're actually be able to talk to her.
Yeah, you're aware that you can understand their bestial speak.
So
For some
I
reason.
wanted to know because that makes this, of course, happen. Like, I can understand them. They can talk to me. Yay!
Okay then.
You hear a rather drunken shout come back. So what? We can all understand them.
I couldn't. So shut up.
You shut up! Don't make me come over there.
Bring it, kid. Bring it.
Go right on ahead.
Weimar sort of pulls out the scroll, puts it on. I'm guessing there's a table nearby.
Yeah. There's a table in the center of the room, and each of the beds has a little booth with its curtain in front.
Okay. I just say to everybody, I know this is magic of some sort, but I can't make anything of it. It was a gift from the grandmother of Rivoli. That's his name, right?
Ravello.
Ravello.
Yeah.
And I proceed to take out my dulcimer and just play a common tune.
You have a dulcimer?
Yep, I got him
Yeah.
on last game.
Excellent.
Yay, way more. We can make music together.
That's a little too forward.
So long as you pass those performance checks, Glenn's not going to get annoyed.
Make beautiful musics together.
I turned bright red and I'm like, what do you mean?
She takes out her
I'm sure she
violin.
means
Like,
something else
"Yay,
besides
yay,
music."
We can make music together.
Wow.
I can play too.
Oh, I see.
What kind of playing do you mean?
So I guess we have to pass performance checks.
Yep, a couple of performance checks.
Okay, roll a 1, please. Just make it horrible. Just roll a 1.
Whoa.
13.
22 in total.
Okay, due to the fact that you're unfamiliar with the precise workings of a Ixalan instrument, you are ever so slightly off tune, but you're managing just fine. And Alex, you're very familiar with your handiwork. It's pretty much perfect.
What was did Glenn make a save throw?
So well, a 13's not that bad.
He can either react to the information I gave it to him or give me a
Tolerance check.
Tolerance.
Let him react for himself. His reactions are great. So
It'll work better that way.
So I'm guessing like every now and then he'll pluck out a tune.
He's playing only slightly off key. Oh, really? Only those that are musically inclined would be able to tell. But like you said, every so often it just jerks and it's off note entirely.
Glenn will look over at Weimar and just say, "You need practice." And he's gonna,
Weimar just nods.
he's gonna hang up his bandolier of knives on the bedpost, climb into the bed, and grab both pillows and clamshell it.
So nobody's gonna take a look at the scroll, or
He's an edgy dwarf, don't you know?
He's not
As-
the dwarf.
I'm a cleric, man. I don't know arcane. That's
Okay.
something for Chiron.
Chiron, unless... Can I take a peek just to see if... Since I sell shit, would I have ever seen a scroll like that and possibly know what it does?
I'll let you have the Arcana check, but at disadvantage, being as it's not exactly you drawing from arcane knowledge.
Okay, so that's a 16.
You understand that its school is either evocation or conjuration, but you can't tell the school exactly.
It either
Chiron,
summons something or blows that shit up.
Chiron looks at it briefly and immediately closes it and says, Fireball scroll.
Fireball scroll?
Like I said, either summon something or blew it up.
Fireball.
It's just,
It summons a fireball.
I leave it on the table, but I also put my pack and my cloak on the table, and I just sort of crawl into bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alex will eventually climb into her bed as well. After putting away her violin.
I'm still
And
trying
then-
to play the dulcimer under the sheets. I need practice, apparently.
Again, you hear another drunken voice.
Oh, what?
You hear the drunken voice again go, Boo, you suck!
Mhm.
Who's the drunk?
It's just some neighbor.
Dinkelberg.
I yell back, I know I suck. Practice makes
Shut
perfect.
up! I'm trying to sleep.
Okay. I sort of just tuck the dulcimer under the bed.
Once the brew's all set up and good to go, Sanguine retires. Right,
Okay.
retires rather.
Some T-Rex
during the
attack
night-
in the middle of the night.
During the night, all of you. I know I'm going to pull from another movie, but have a vision of yourselves fully studying exactly what the gods gave you. You are all now fully aware of what your bonuses are. And benefits of a long rest. Let's move on till morning.
Good.
In
Because
that
I'm out
case-
of spell slots. Almost.
Grimm's, when he wakes up laughing and just goes, "Oh, something's fucked."
It just gives me a little bit more versatility in combat, is what I've got to say.
I wake up.
Hold on. I'm going to test out this ability. Now, if I say, take one of my knives and I throw it in the fireplace, will it start on fire?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm going to do that. I'll take my hammer or my mace and just go, punk! Poosh!
Yeah, the moment your mace hits the fire pit, it catches the wood in there catches ablaze.
Nice.
Alex will follow Waymore's example and now clap like, whoa!
Oh,
Oh yes,
Poor
I
Vivian.
forgot. Ravello, Constitution saving throw to see how hungover you are.
You should get advantage if he followed my instructions.
Yes, good job,
hey, at least I
Sanguine.
have +5 for that, so. That's D20, right?
Yeah, and you get advantage. Sanguine, very well argued.
So you get to roll twice and take the higher.
Oh, get to roll twice and take the higher one?
Yep.
Oh, 18. I can't math.
Your
Taking on
head is
five or-
your head is ringing and your mouth is a little dry, but you feel you can walk it off, especially considering what an important day it is, being your 18th birthday and all.
Oh yeah. I'm an adult. I'm kidding. I'm not.
He's a man!
Okay. I'm gonna do one quick thing. I'm using
Yay!
Ooh.
and I'm changing my spell list.
Yep, at the end of a long rest, all divine. Oh wait,
Oh crap!
Clerics, I think, only can do it. Or can druids? Can druids?
Clerics
Okay,
can,
Druids
and
can do.
I think druids can. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dulcimer
druids
is
can
not
do.
what I
If you
thought
want to
it
switch
was.
out your spell slots, go right on ahead.
Let's see.
And I'm
I'm
going
going to
to.
change one fist with the other.
I can't remember what the name of the spell is, but I'm gonna use it on what's his name? Mr. 18 years old today.
Ravello?
Yes,
Ravello.
Ravello. I am switching out Lesser Restoration, given the fact that I'm no longer at risk of being a vampire. Currently.
Oh, you'll have plenty more chances.
And I'm switching it out for a new first level spell, Ceremony.
Ooh,
Lovely.
that's from Xanathar's.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look because too many spells and shit.
Yeah, it's optional if you so choose.
Yeah, I want to. It's just there are a lot of spells.
The reason why is because there's a specific ceremony in the ceremony spell, Coming of Age.
Oh,
Nice.
You wouldn't exactly be aware of the fact that it came of age today.
Either
I'd
way,
probably tell them.
it's a good idea because if we're going up against vampires, there's also another spell or another thing in that where I'm able to make holy water.
Nice.
Be gone. Thought.
The power of Christ compels you.
The dulcimer is a lot larger than I thought it was. I can't exactly. That's definitely going to be carried on my back.
Well, there's also the mountain dulcimer, which is kind of like a guitar, but it's played on your lap.
Okay, so I'll probably have that one.
Yeah, rather than the hammered dulcimer.
Yeah.
And Inquisitor, didn't you check? It has a monetary value attributed to its component.
Exactly. I was actually going to go into town and see about trading some of this 1 platinum worth of stuff I've got for 25 gold pieces of silver or silver dust.
Well, if you need silver, I believe that's one of the metals that I currently have on me. Let me quickly double check.
Is it?
All you'd have to do is powder it down.
I have a question for the
Yep,
dungeon
I have
master.
a pound of silver.
Ooh, okay.
What's the question?
Can Ravello see that there are people in that house across the street or road or whatever?
Yeah, you're able to tell that the Outlanders are in the house aside from you, and the cheery demeanor on your grandmother's face, Silver, having what she would call Kinjali's chosen directly across the street, like she looks like she's living beside the freaking Pope.
So Ravello would like to go say hi.
Walk across, and say hi.
I
Yeah.
can imagine it's a little creepy though at night. If I don't know if we're still it's the morning.
It's
right?
morning now.
I was gonna say if I was walking around in there at night with my hood off, just 2 glowing eyes.
Hi. How you doing?
As you approach the doorway to the house, you notice that your neighbor, a big old brute of a man, is actually sort of storming over to the door.
Uh-oh.
Hi, sir. How
What do
are
you want,
today?
boy? Don't you have preparations? I gotta go kick this stupid person's rear end because they fucking
I
trying
come to
play
the
their
door,
instrument.
Sir,
stretching in the morning sun. Ah!
sir, I would rather you not mess with these people. That would
And
be
what
a
are you
bad
gonna
idea.
do about it, boy?
So, since I went out to stretch,
You're
So
able to
I-
see Ravello in this. You know, he looks like he's eaten a lot. Like, this is a fat barrel bastard.
Hey, tubby boy. Are you trying to fight?
Who wants to know?
Well, I
Are
do.
you the person who was playing that music so horribly last night? Shorty?
No, but if you want to fight, you can give a go.
Get out of my way.
We don't need a fight in the middle.
No. I think you need to settle down now.
I don't. I would rather we not have a fight in the morning, and just. I was just coming over here to say hi. I do not want any trouble across from my house, where it's.
Ravello, you are also aware that you can actually invoke your privileges as a guard against him if it comes to it. He just looks back at you indignantly.
Does that mean that he's checking his privilege?
God damn it.
Fat bastard looks back at Ravello. Yes, that's what I'm gonna call him.
Fat bastard.
I wanted to fight this dumbass boy, and you stay out of my way.
Well, if you would like to go talk to the
Come
captain
on,
of the
Biggin.
guards...
Come on. No, you stay out of this, boy. Come on.
No, I was in this before you, so...
Yeah, but now he's offering a fight. That sounds like a good morning workout.
If you both want to go talk to the captain of the guard, I would be happy to show you the way.
I already gave him... By the way, where's the stuff that I purchased from him?
Oh. He's still asleep. He's busy resting up after that fight. He hasn't had the chance yet.
Because I'm going to need some of those goods fairly soon.
I basically, looking out the door, I prep my dulcimer.
Alex,
morning practicing.
Alex is just looking over Grim's shoulder at the guy, and she just pulls out her violin and just starts playing a tune like to mock him. Like, you know, that smallest violin kind of tune, like
Womp womp.
We need a
Sorry, no, he's a fat bastard.
We need someone just so we can do bum 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 bum. Well, yeah, come on, Biggin.
He's not happy. First, he looks back at Ravello. I'd like to see you try, boy, before trying to take a swing at Sanguine.
Oh, wait.
He has a hangover, doesn't he?
No, he didn't.
That's not a hit.
Okay, so do I get any advantage from him being hungover?
Please say yes.
If you so choose, but if you respond, we'll enter initiative.
I'm trying to play action music in the background.
It's just annoying him even further.
Okay. What I think I'm going to do is, since he took a swing and he missed, I'm going to grapple him.
You're just going to try and tackle him down to the ground sort of thing?
No, just like grab his arm, lock it out.
Okay, grapple, that's a go to hit. Special weapon attack.
That's 21.
Easily. Come on, he's wearing common clothes and he's a fat bastard. He doesn't have any AC.
Oh God! If he is locked in place, I have such a mighty need for something.
Yeah, he tries to. What is your passive strength?
My passive strength is 10 plus my strength mod. That's a 15.
He tries to pull away, but your arm ain't moving. Let go of me, shorty.
Come on, Biggin. I gave you fair enough chance, and I just apply a bit of pressure to his elbow. So are you going to settle down now? Or am I going to take this?
By the way, Alex takes her out her yuan and makes a torn whip and just goes like, "Do I need to whip you?"
Okay.
Good old thorn whip.
So, do the guards can they arrest people?
Yeah, you do have the authority to make an arrest.
All right.
And this is assault.
So I am going to attempt to arrest this man.
Boy, not needed.
Nope. I mean, he's assaulting you guys, and it's kind of my duty to do something like this.
He's attempting to do something stupid. His punishment's gonna be earning his stupid prize.
Fine, do what you need to.
I turned to Alex. We get prizes?
The man does actually try and wiggle his way out of your grasp, failing miserably. Let me go now.
How can such a small guy be so heavy?
Now
He's a
then,
dwarf, that's why.
I've given you a couple of chances. You seem to not really want to be paying attention. I apply a bit more pressure on the back of his arm.
Oh, so now you're
painfully.
Fine, you little bastard.
Again, think who you're trying to fight right now.
I did break a jaw of a dinosaur with a punch.
I slapped the head off of a raptor.
How many short people have come into town that you've bought booze off of?
Wait,
That's a strange intimidation.
That's not very
his face is just... You're the booze maker?
Yeah, and you just decided to try to give me a fight. It was a piss poor one, but you still took a swing.
Does this mean I can't buy beer tonight?
It worked.
I don't think you should. I think as punishment, you shouldn't give him any booze tonight. Like, that's just my opinion.
Silent boy!
Oh my God.
You can't
Wonderful.
silence me.
And I press a bit firmer.
Ah!
This means not only can I cut you off entirely, but as I've stated a couple times, I can choose to take below your elbow.
Release me and I'll just go home on my own way.
And you won't give us any guff now, will you?
I won't give you any golf.
Golf.
Well,
Guff.
just so you know,
Not
if you do,
golf.
you
Golf.
Well, dwarves are traditionally have Scottish accents, right?
Yeah.
So giving you golf would be a good thing, right?
We're not playing that sort of game. Come on now.
Oh, okay.
Fine. I will not trouble you any longer.
Okay, there you go. And I let him up.
Sucker punch! Wow.
He sort of stumbles around with his hangover, holds his, just sort of grabs where you were applying pressure, and just sort of waddles on home, for lack of a better word.
While he waddles home, he just hears just behind him the sound of whoosh. It doesn't hit him. He just hears it like whoosh.
By the way, eat some bread, get some meat in you, drink a lot of water.
don't burst your
Whatever.
gut. It's already bursted enough.
See now, problem solved, and no one had to go get arrested.
Alright, so I have to go put my stuff on, so I will be right back. Urvella walks into his house. and prepares
And you're
later.
as you walk in, your grandmother's,
There.
absolutely blooming. You met that kind man from last night, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. It's very good that you have met a chosen of Kinjali.
You met all of them.
I've met all of them.
Kinjali specifically. She's referring to Weimar specifically.
The glowy one.
You know how grandmothers are. She's just pulling up the whole routine that any grandmother would do on a birthday.
Yeah.
Just
Wiping his face off clean and whatnot.
Spitting a rag and
Exactly.
But is she going full Jewish grandma? You look so small.
You look so small. You need to have some more meat on your bones.
Yeah,
This world.
Have some cookies.
18 years already. Your mother, God bless her soul, would be proud of you. And I'm so proud of you too. Now, let's get this dirt off. Come on. And she sort of licks her hand before trying to wipe the dirt off your face.
Grandma, I need to get ready. I don't have time.
Please say
He's kind of like trying to block his grandma from touching his face.
Oh yeah, and by the way, she was on you so quick that you didn't even have a chance to close the door. So the rest of them actually see this.
Nah,
Oh god.
Weimar is just sitting
Well-
at the window going, "Oh."
not Glenn. Glenn. After everything that happened, and when I heard the scuffle at the very beginning, Glenn immediately goes back to bed. So when they find him next, he's so sprawled out on his bed that like half of his leg is wrapped up in the sheet and being suspended. He's just kind of like flopped like a dead body on his bed.
it almost looked like you were dabbing.
And I'm assuming that the grandmother looks younger than I do. Or looks younger than I am, right?
She looks like she's just barely popping her into her 60s.
Morning, lass.
That still is
Good
weird.
morning. You're another one of those chosen, aren't you? Such a short little one. Why aren't you taller?
Aren't you so cute?
Already come
She's
to my
left you
full
alone,
height.
Ravello. She's crossed the. Go ahead, Sanguine.
I said, already hit my full height years ago. This is as tall as I'll ever be.
Is she a G MILF?
A guilt.
That is a grandmother that I would like to.
Okay.
Just a quick question because I'm very curious. How tall is Grim?
Let's see. Let me quickly pull up my height again. I'm 5 foot even.
Okay, so Alex is just like a little bit taller than him. Like she's 5'1".
Oh, you were 5 foot even. I was looking at you, mid 4 foot. So you're actually on even terms.
Yeah, I'm a mountain
You're
dwarf,
actually
and
on
mountain dwarfs are the taller of the dwarves.
Yeah,
And the
you
hill
stand about
dwarves.
even to the grandmother.
Who fell out?
Hoovian.
Oh, who?
Poor Hooving.
I'm assuming he'll probably be back here in a second.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to go and do his armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Where is this lovely gentleman? Where's the person who brought my son home? Where?
Did
Why,
you come
Mark?
over to the house?
You have someone calling for you.
I've been over looking at Glenn, just trying to figure out if he's alive or dead. I turn and say, "Oh," and then I just leave him.
Don't mind him. He'll wake up eventually. Again.
The moment you come into sight of the grandmother, she's pretty much, you've been tackled by raptors, been thrown through the mud, had a sleeping dart thrown into your neck, but when she comes at you, it's unlike anything you've ever had. She's on you, on top of you, just kissing you and just She's
Oh, God.
basically worshipping you in her own way.
Oh, and
Is she a G-MILF? Question still stands.
4'10".
Bow, chicka, bow, Waymar. Getting older, lady.
I just sort of.
By the way, that was in character that she said that to Waymar.
What do you say?
What a lovely man! I hope you are doing good, my friend.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I think. I just sort of look like have this help me look on my face at Grim and Icy. Somebody.
Alex will walk over and be like, yeah, he does a good job at what he does. Mostly.
Oh, yes. Yes. Don't you see his eyes? He has been blessed by our creator.
Yes, we all are.
No, you're not. You're just Ixalli's chosen. You're nothing. He's a god.
I'm no god.
That was rude.
Waymar
Okay,
making
maybe.
all the.
And I'll just tell Waymar away back to the other house, like, God, fuck you.
Waymar making all the grannies weak in the knees.
I'm so confused.
I hate to say it, but to an extent.
Don't worry, Waymar, she just had a lady boner for you.
They get those?
Yeah. That would be-
Maybe.
Yes,
That was not-
she is.
That was not in character as Grim. That's just a thing that popped into my head.
To answer you, yes, she is very moist.
Oh,
TMI there, dude. TMI. Unless you say we need to go hose off
she
Waymar.
smelled like butter.
I think you need to sprout those wings and fly away. Quick.
You need your buttermilk.
No, you don't.
After realizing she's on top of you like this, again, phrasing, she sort of steps off and helps you up. I'm so sorry I knocked you over. I got a little overexcited. Please forgive me.
Wait.
It's fine, but I am no god. I am just a simple mortal man.
I thought that Alex pulled him away. Did he drag him?
He
floor?
was dragging them both.
In which case, yeah, she's in her excitement. She's still, latched on tighter than one of those raptors was earlier. Like, you weren't getting her off unless she wanted off.
Phrasing.
Fucking phrasing.
Sorry, I just now have this image in my head that Cookie and Chip are like, let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go to her like constantly.
I'm guessing Cookie and Chip are like like compies.
Something like that? I don't know. Seemingly, according to the Wikipedia, they're still 6 kilograms, so that's more like cat size.
Yeah, compies. They're that small, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe, yes, but then herbivore versions?
Okay.
Because I couldn't have a flesh-eating one.
No, I can't have those things being compatible.
Okay.
I'll just persuade a raptor to become our friend eventually.
I sort of gently push the witty lady. Says, "Thank you. I'm no god. I'm just the same as the rest of these. My
Yes,
companions."
he's my man. Please stay a bit away from him. She just blurts out.
I immediately turn absolutely red. I'm like, really?
No, why would you bring it in here and just give it to me like this?
Do I need to do a deception roll for that?
If you so choose, yeah.
For the lady to back off.
Grinning.
That's a 16 in total.
She is really looking in. She is really looking indignant towards you. He is so much better than you.
Woman,
God.
don't make me slap you.
I'm fucking better than you.
I'm bolder than you.
I'm immediately smitten with Alex. No one's ever said this to me before.
He is a god, and you are a mortal.
I'm actually a half-elf, by the way. Just saying.
Whatever. She's just sort of.
I don't age like humans.
She runs back off into into her own home. You know, she honestly looks like she just had a divine experience as well.
So that's what they're calling it nowadays.
Raising.
Sorry for that, Waymar.
I'm just muttering under my breath, and we'll have kids, and we'll.
Waymar, you can't realize I said that to get her off his right.
I look all sullen.
Give it time.
This influences how much you are afraid of the old lady, Weimar. Like I said, compared to everything that's happened since you've come here, that was the craziest.
Yeah.
A little old lady knocking you flat on your rear.
The people here are insane. We need to leave.
So where are those goods? Have the guards brought them by yet?
You find what looks like it's similar to the white avatar from earlier, but it's about this size of two of your donkeys, and the cart is about twice the size as your own, and it has all the promised supplies on it.
Ah, fantastic. I pull down one of the barrels. I roll it into the building. I move everything over from the brewing, put it into the barrel to age, roll the barrel back out, put it back on the cart. And then I pack up my brewing supplies after cleaning them.
Yep. Some more lovely brew. And yes, you've pretty much completely resupplied what you expended over yesterday.
Yep. And I'm going to be making more brew because I have plenty of grain. Means that I need to quickly edit this so that I now have...
whatever a full barrel's worth is when converted through. I trust you to do the math properly.
Yep, I'm just dealing with decreasing the ingredients that I used. I would use that.
Then Weimar picks up one of the scroll containers and asks, "Can I use this for my maps?" Hello?
Say that again?
Weimar picks up one of the scroll containers and asks you, "Can I use one of these for my maps?"
That's why I got scroll containers. I don't use them.
Nice.
So you have 6 scroll cases.
Sweet. So he puts the maps in one and swings it around his back.
And we also have water skins for each of us now. Additional water skins. I'd say we keep them on the cart.
You mean bear skins, knowing what you'll fill them up with.
They might end up bear skins, but currently they're water skins. And Grim grabs the shield out of the cart. By the way, how big is the shield?
It's about 2.5, 3 feet long, and it's completely round. It actually has the sort of compassed rose mark that you now know as the mark of Ixalli on the front of it.
So then, I have an additional question based on that. Since Grim is, like I said, I made a slight mistake. He's 4'10", not 5 foot. 4'10".
Okay.
When he uses the shield, does it also count as cover?
For now, it's a +2 to AC. I'll have to check the DMG and get back to you on that.
Okay. Because I know it used to have like tower shield rules.
Yeah, I don't think they have that anymore.
Yeah, they pulled those, so I was curious if they were going to be added in any way. Because that would be large enough to be a tower shield for him.
And then, let's see. What all did you get? I forget.
I got in that thing, or in the equipment that I just got from the delivery, it was 5 water skins, 6 scroll cases, a cart, the pack animal, a shield, and I got 50 flasks. Let me quickly double check that there wasn't anything else.
At about 2 or 3 kilograms of vampire dust. It was in there.
Okay.
Yeah. While we're parsing out gear, Glenn is going to try and negotiate getting that brick of silver that he could pulp down and see about making some spell components.
Sure. Pass him the brick of silver.
If I were to convert the whole brick into spell components, how much gold is that worth in terms of spell components?
It's worth 5 gold as a block.
5 gold? That's not a lot then. Because, yeah, it's 25 gold for the spell component.
Wait, that doesn't make sense if it's 25 gold for powder.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to do 5 pounds of powder. That seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
I am back.
Let's say after you break it down and bless it, I'll say blessed silver powder, you'll have enough for 2 charges.
For 2? All right.
That will, though, it will take you 2-3 hours of focusing on grinding that silver down.
Okay. After Glenn will eventually wake up, that's going to be his process until we get going.
So what happened when I was gone?
Your grandmother tried to dry hump, or actually not so dry hump, Weimar.
Well,
And then accept that Weimar was her man to get her off. And
Weimar-
don't
I'm
think that
guessing-
she's so much lesser than Weimar.
did you ghost me while I was gone, or was there anything involving me?
Nope, you were getting your armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm
And-
done with it.
Just so that everyone knows what I got in the cart, putting it inside chat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. As you guys are sort of pilfering around with the contents of the cart, you hear a loud horn, and Ravello, you know that this is actually an alarm horn rather than anything important. And the precise direction it came from was the southern gate.
Guys, this isn't good.
Is that our signal or something?
It's a bad one. It's
What
not
does it
good.
mean?
That one.
It's just it's a warning. We have to go to the southern gate.
Okay. I get my carts together and I get them moving to the southern gate after throwing all my stuff on them.
Mm-hmm. Anything particular during the ride, it'll take 2-3 minutes.
Glenn's just, putting his bandoliers of daggers back on.
So you woke up.
Yeah. I would
So
have.
you guys are getting
Yeah.
going.
I would assume that with
upon-
the commotion and all that kind of stuff, that he's eventually woken up. It's
By
kind of
the way-
cranky though.
Could I assist Glenn by loaning him my alchemist kit in order to grind that silver down?
I don't have the proficiency for that.
Yeah, but it has a mortar and pestle.
Ah, mortal and pestle. Okay, yeah.
So
It would quicken the process and might even yield more because, as I see it, you were just going to try and grind away
Just
into
crank.
a little bag.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a dagger and just kind of scrape it off.
So yeah, I'll loan you the use of the mortar and pestle.
Okay. We'll worry about that later because ceremony takes an hour to cast. So,
Yep.
Unless you want to cast it actually as a spell instead of a ritual.
no. It's that's the cast time for ceremony. It's an hour.
It takes a blooming hour.
It's a fucking ceremony.
Yeah, it's a whole ceremony. There's a whole bunch of different uses for it too. Like in terms of making holy water. That's just the number one that's used as offhand. There's other things like coming of age ceremony where I can give.
I see. I read it over. I didn't think it would cast that long.
Yeah, no, casting time is 1 hour, but like the coming of age ceremony, I can give Rubello there a D4 increase to any one specific stat. It can only happen once, but he can have up to a +2 additional bonus to his stats.
I have a.
Can you do that to everyone?
No, only people that are that are young adults. If you're already old enough, I can't give you the coming of age ceremony.
So what
when
is
does
young adult?
dwarven end?
Young adult for a dwarf, they come of age the same way as humans. It's just that they live for 400 years.
They come of age at 40.
Well, you said that you're 70, so you've already come of age.
Very much.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only person that gets this benefit would be Ruvello.
Damn.
Hey,
And-
I just dabbed. So
Can I quickly whip up some more drunkard mind shields?
You have just enough time to whip up one more flask during the travel, or are you focusing on learning to control this beast that's pulling the cart?
Well, I'm have my donkey. I was probably going to have Alex take the dino cart.
Very well.
My
That
donkey's
actually
been
sounds
with me this entire time.
That sounds good and proper. Yeah, you have enough time while you're traveling to make a flask, and Ravel, you've already instinctually called Alexander to your side, and that's how you're going to travel.
All right.
All well and good. When you guys approach, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just saying, if Weimar and Alex want to get married, I can perform the ceremony. And it lasts the longest of all of the ceremonies, too.
It's an actual ceremony.
Yeah, not only that, is that if one of you is either a widow or widower, you also get the bonus again.
Nice.
what?
Well, Alex has never been married, so.
Why am I?
So when you guys...
It's
All
nice,
right.
too. It's a +2 to your AC.
All right, Eeyore, continue.
When you finally approach, you find that the captain is standing at the gates, speaking with a few of the other guards. And then he looks over at you. Ravello, shouldn't you be preparing for undertaking the hunt of Talani?
Well, I heard the emergency signal and I took the
initiative?
Yeah, them here.
Yeah, that. That's the ticket.
Just like your mother, always too keen to get into gear. He notices that you get slightly distressed at the sound of your mother and says she'd be quite proud of that quality.
What seems to be the emergency?
It appears that one of the hunting camps from last night didn't call in, and typically you know what that means. You are well aware that either means vampires or the hunters became the hunted. Either way, it's a threat to the village.
Let's go kill some stuff.
Father, if you'd let me take these fine people to aid these hunters.
He just passes you a scroll that contains a map to the hunt camp and the reports of the surrounding area, and says, "Ixalli be with you."
Ixalli be with you too. All right, so
Okay.
I lead the party to the camp of these hunters.
Aruvian, you know that's not too easy with a raptor like Alexander. Animal handling check.
Yes. Okay. I gotta set my dice real quick. I mean, phone. Animal handling. $20 exactly.
Despite Alexander's obvious unruliness, you manage to keep him under control, and you're able to lead them to the hunting camp without issue. Perception checks all around.
All around.
Ooh.
Ooh. Spicy.
Wow. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Balls.
Grim's
Well-
6.
not the most perceptive.
Yeah,
Neither
I got
is
6.
Ravello.
2 6s is what I heard.
8.
Yep. Oh, we are
Nice.
not very perceptive.
I got
14 in total?
19.
Oh, darn.
Glenn, you're the only one to well, everyone realizes that when you approach the camp, it looks like a bloody mess. Like there's pieces of feet, like there's a foot in the now smoldering fireplace. The tent is completely destroyed. It looks like it was actually stamped down on by a large creature.
Ravello starts to feel pretty sick.
Yeah, it's a gruesome sight. It looks like something or someone came in here and just effectively devoured the entire hunting party.
What kind of
and Glenn
thing would do that?
and Glenn, you notice that there are no signs of actual signs of vampire influence on this scene.
Looks like it was a bunch of beasties that got everyone here, not any of the spooks.
Well, then we need to find them and kill them.
Well, I think we found bits of them right there, and over there.
I'm talking about the quote-unquote beasties.
Ah, yes.
Where's my other one?
Well, I'm not a tracker. We can go ahead and do that, and I'll just be over here, hiding under the cart.
Are you afraid?
As you say that, Ravello especially, you notice that Alexander is beginning to chirp and act a little bit wary, and both you and Alex hear within your head the sound of Alexander's voice. Why does it have to be those things?
Okay, so
What things?
what? Yeah, what are you talking about?
Do Cookie and Chip also know what it are?
They are much too young. They've
Okay.
really not experienced anything outside of, well, domesticated life.
Okay, just asking.
Dagger tooths.
Dagger tooth?
You know Daggertooth as a ravenous beast about 6 or 7 feet tall on average, and they like to hunt in packs.
Guys, we have to go warn. We have to go warn the village. These things, they're massive. Massive creatures.
Sounds like a fun fight.
It won't be very fun. I'm just gonna warn you.
Sanguine, do we have enough time, or is this gonna have to be next time?
I have 12 minutes before I need to head off.
Okay. I'll just finish this up then. Because, well, Sanguine can't. As you guys are sort of talking amongst yourselves, both the Dino Mount and Alexander seem to want to get away just as the tree line around the clearing in which the hunting camp was in comes out, and there are 4 of these large creatures that look like large, bulky raptors to those who don't know this realm come out of the tree line, roaring. Their faces are all bloody and whatnot. And I hate to say it, but we don't have time to do that combat this week.
So to be continued.
Yes.
I hate cliffhangers. Like, I want to kill the person who makes cliffhangers, Eeyore.
You'll be fine.
Then you don't have to do. Then you shouldn't be in Ravenloft because
Oh boy. Oh boy.
he likes his cliffhangers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm NPCing for this.
This has been Ixalan episode 4, fellas. I'd like to thank the party for having so much fun this week.
Yeah, this is at least I was in it more.
I'd like to thank Ravello for, of course, and
I'm not dead yet.
yes,
Not
for
yet.
surviving longer than any Dice Camera Action NPC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DCA NPCs always last the episode.
I blasted
Pretty
too.
much.
Given
With the exception of Mordenkainen. They didn't kill Mordenkainen.
Well, Raven took also quite a bit.
Oh, I've not watched anything since them starting Tomb of Annihilation. So.
Well, no, I meant Raven from actually Raven, or what is his name?
Falcon?
Falcon. Thank you.
Yeah, well, Falcon did die. He just took 2 episodes to do it.
Yeah, he took longer. That's what I'm saying.
Same with
he took
Esmeralda.
longer.
Yeah, same with Esmeralda.
Inquisitor, was this the last Ixalan episode of the year because we're going on Christmas holidays in the near future?
Probably. We might not have a D&D session next week. I'll have to kind of play it by ear. That's my holiday party is next Saturday for my company.
Okay.
So we'll play it by ear, see what's going on. But yeah, there's probably only one more episode of D&D with Shitlords this year. Otherwise, we're probably going to have to wait until after the New Year's. So everyone have a good holiday.
We will be doing casual things over the Christmas break when enough of us can get together, but it will not be either of our 2 main series.
Yeah, we might do like a DM roundtable or something like that. Might even, I might get some audio contributions from other people and make a video about characterization when it comes to making a character and playing a character in D&D. So just to kind of get more than one person's perspective for the video. I do have those sorts of things planned. So eventually I'd hope I can get the video published. So it's not just live streams on my channel. I can actually start putting out some video content as well. So, everyone, I hope you're having fun with the D&D with Shitlords. If you like this stuff, if you think it's cool, go ahead and share it with
Drop
other
a
people
like.
that you think, and
Comment,
share.
subscribe.
Yeah, and do all the
share.
YouTube stuff. Especially share it with other people that you might think could get into D&D stuff. So
Smash it. Smash the subscribe button. Make it shatter.
Okay,
Boom.
guess that's D&D with Shitlords signing off.
take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.